Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Is I am audible to you, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. And myself too. Am I audible? Hello. Ma'am, I am audible?
Sir की voice नहीं आ रही. Your voice is not coming, sir.
Hi. Good morning. Am I audible?
Sir, is I am audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
But you are not audible to us, sir. Please raise volume from your side, sir. Increase the volume of your device. I think from our end we are. Your voice is not audible to us.
Hello. Am I audible now, ma'am?
Now you are audible, sir. Now you are. Thank you, sir, and we
Ji.
welcome you in the today's national workshop on outcome-based outcome-based teaching and research methodology. We welcome you to at this conference, sir. Now I will introduce our next session expert, Dr. Ravi Kumar Gupta, professor in the Department of Management Studies at Maharaja Agar Sen Institute of Technology, Delhi. Dr. Gupta will guide us through the nuances of quality research paper writing. His session will provide us with essential tips and strategies to enhance the quality and impact of research publication. Dr. Gupta is presently professor in management studies at Maharaja Agar Sen Institute of Technology, Delhi. He have a vast experience of 25 years of teaching, research, and administrative assignment. He started his career in 1998 from SBMI MSAR Rohtak, and he has experience of various reputed institutions. Professor Gupta has been keen interest in academics and research activities. He has He has guided research to 15 MPhil and 7 PhD research scholars. Three more are presently registered with him in MAU, Baddi HP. He has over 140 publications, including research paper in journal and edited book of national and international repute, and text edited books in area of management and commerce. He has participated, organized more than 150 national and international conferences, seminars, symposium, workshop, FDP, etc. Dr. Gupta worked as a convener of the committee for the various for the installation and inspection of accreditation from NBA, AICT, two times in SBMI, SAR, VCE, and also for NIRF. Professor Gupta worked for implementing quality standard, conducting regular surveillance audit, and acted as management representative for the award of certification of ISO standard 9001 to 2000 to VCE. Dr. Gupta has earned API score of over 1500 till date as per UGC guidelines. Sir, you have a very vast experience. We are very honored to have with you us in today's section, today's this technical session. Now we have our Dr. Rajendra Singh Chillar, Pro Vice Chancellor, Om Sterling Global University, will have us. Please, sir. Now we are over to our PVC, sir, Dr. Rajendra Singh Chiller.
Thank you, Madam Dr. Sunena. And on behalf of OSU family and personally from myself, we welcome Professor Ravi Kumar Gupta ji. You are welcome, Dr. Ravi Kumar, for this
Thank
session.
you, sir. My great pleasure.
We are thankful to you that you spared your valuable time for this event, for your special lecture, expert lecture, and I am sure that participants will be get benefited from your lecture. So, without losing more time, now over to you, Professor V. Gupta ji, for your lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
please, you can start.
Yes, may I continue?
Yeah,
Okay.
sir. Yeah, please.
A warm greeting to all of you present online and offline in the campus of the university. Yes, it's my humble duty to acknowledge the gratitude and my great thanks to the management of Om Sterling Global University Hisar for associating me in this national workshop. And personally, again, I convey my great thanks to Professor Rajendra Singh Schiller, Pro Vice Chancellor of the University, and also Professor Sharma, Dean Research, and the convener of the workshop, Dr. Sunena and Dr. Nandal. Okay, well, the audience, I hope I'm quite well audible to all. Okay, my topic for discussion. My topic for discussion is please select share. Desktop.
We can move your slide from our side also.
I will do, ma'am. No issue, no issue. I will do.
Okay.
Just a minute, only 1 minute, please. Yeah. Well, audiences, I hope it's visible. My slide, first slide is visible.
Yes, sir, you are visible and audible to us. Please
Yeah, thank you.
continue, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Well, all the participants who are available, oh, it's very difficult sometimes when we are discussing and teaching in online mode. For a teacher, it's very difficult to sometime. There is no eye contact with the participants. Anyway, uh, within this time framework, I would like to discuss some issues with regard to research paper. Well, audiences which is there that as a student, as a faculty, and specifically as a research scholar, we need to write a research paper all the times. So I start with that a research paper may have generically these four issues which we can discuss, and of course I am going to discuss in my this also. That first part is how to write a research paper. Well, it's initial steps. Then the second comes the different sections of a research paper. Third is appendix, and the fourth is after the writing the research paper, we go for the publication of this research paper. So my whole discussion would be centric on these four parts, though there is a lot of other things also to be discussed. Before going further, the only one issue is writing the different sections. The paper from my side, it is submission that generically a paper should have five very standardized sections, and those sections are very similar that become a part of a research thesis also, and that includes I will include in my further PPT also. But before going further, I'm just repeating only okay, five very generic sections of a PhD thesis, and also on the same lines, it should become a part of the research paper also. And these five are introduction, review of literature, research methodology, data analysis and interpretation, and the fifth one is the summary. So from my side, it is the submission that these should be the five sections. The other things or other subparts which comes to our mind and we find, those may be added upon in the fourth or fifth or whatever the case may be. So for a paper, these four. Now I come to the first one is to prepare a research paper. when we initially move for writing a research paper, we come to, you can say, we have to follow these 8 steps. It is from my side. We have to identify the problem. It's also very important all the times on which topic we should write the paper, on which topics. The first and foremost thing that comes into your mind. Though another thing also, all the times we should not only focus on writing a good quality research paper. Initially, we may write article also, and accordingly, starting from writing an article, then we can move upon slowly and slowly to write a better quality research paper, and accordingly we can get it published in the journals also. Journals may be classified. Initially we may approach to a peer reviewed journal only, then we can move to the, let us say it's a UGC, there's a list is there of a care list, and thereafter we can move to the ABTC. That's there are various categories and Scopus index, and also the some other quality level. But anyway, first is the problem identify, we go for that. Then preliminary library research or the research of online database, developing the outline, a tentative background, reviewing the related literature, designing the research, observing definitely, along with the paper, whatever we are going to write, we have to follow, we have to keep always in mind the ethics. And again, at the land and presenting the research proposal for reassurance. These are the various sub steps for uh, initiating a research paper. I come to one by one. Problem identification. First of all, the point or a problem or a, you can say, the buzzword comes into in our mind, that on which topic we should write the research paper. From time to time, the various topics are, you can say, are moving, and they are popular in the management education. Or let us say, if I am related with the management education, so in the specific education domain, then with the help of that specific problem or a buzzword, we try to prepare a topic, initial topic, though it would be again redefined after the whole research has been carried out and the full paper is made. But initially also, with the buzzword first means problem, then second comes the topic. We prepare and we move around to the specific or a, let us say, tentative topic. Then we move forward. We make a initial abstract of 250 to 300 words. Normally in conference, they ask for generally in advance a draft, or you can say a abstract initially, and then thereafter they, though in case of a publication, if you're sending a paper for directly for publication in a journal, in that case we have to send the full paper. But in conference, they initially ask for the abstract first, and then they give us a time for 15 days, 1 month, or 2 months. So it can be, of course, it might be vice versa also. If we have already prepared a paper and we go with the conference, then we send the abstract and the paper. But anyway, when we are going for preparing paper, first the buzzword problem, then the topic, and thereafter a draft abstract of 200 to 300 words we make. Then the second step is research, library research. We go with the preliminary and exploratory library research on the topic, that is from print journals, print media, whatever we will say. And now we have the online databases. Now it's a good facility, everywhere is available. Now it's not a issue. So we must go. My suggestion is that we must go. It's not may, we must go for the searching of our keyword or the buzzword which we have identified, or let us say in expanded line also, maybe within 5 to 6 words. Means the research topic tentatively we must go for research in the very good database to searching the similar papers from that. That's now we can make a note of the pages which we take direct quotations and complete graphic data for each rows. And whatever the papers we are getting, we are collecting from that library research. Yes, we have a access of in very good libraries. We have access of very huge journals also in print also. But now most of them are in the online mode. Whatever the case may be, whether the print or online journals from where we get the papers with our similar areas, at the very same time we must take their bibliographic address also, so that that may be quoted later on in the our reference. With the help of the papers which we have collected from the library research from the online databases, then we expand the initial abstract into the outline using the information collected from the exploratory library research. We try to consolidate with all these things, with all the papers which we have collected, a justification. We write down our one para. The heading, subheading is justification of your choice of topic. Why we are, see, we have chosen a topic already. Now the point is we are moving a step backward, that we justify our we justify our that choosing of that particular topic with the help of those papers, with the help of those references which we have collected. The last line is again important: make a statement of problem you want to address. So with these all these things, we try to make a statement of problem. Further, again, we expand our purpose of research. Mention you want to achieve, and purpose and aim, and also the result we expect or the intending outcome. Research is not only conducted only for you can say just doing any act in the air. No, we initiate our journey with a specific to achieve something. The objective is called a specific objectives we identify, and we, which I have already told you, we start with the specific buzzword, then we an enhanced 5 to 6 word problem, then we go back to the history, reviewing the past studies from the database, and then with the help of that we are expanding again our abstract, and we are specifying our specific objectives to carry out the research, as well as what we intend to expect the outcome. And the last but not least is that in the same line, briefly state how you plan to achieve. It is called the methodology. These all would become a part of the specific, our chapterization, or you can chapterization in case of a thesis, and sections in case of a paper. Briefly mention how and where your ideas and suggestions could be implemented. This is again important for a research paper, for the research paper, which we add upon at the end of the paper also. We are carrying out this research with a specific objective. We also mention, we have in our mind what could be the specific outcome of this paper, of the research which we are writing, which we are carrying out, and the suggestions which would be forwarded, or our outcomes will be forwarded and would be useful for a specific, you can say, audience, specific industry, or whatever the case may be. Formulate 2 or 3 of such research. Yes, with all these things, we write down 2 or 3 tentative research questions. Those would be converted into a word is called hypothesis. We, at the very same time, we make a bibliography also. Yes, research papers, we I have told you, we search out from the library, print journals also, and also now we have ability of the online databases. We take the specific research papers, studies for helping our research paper writing, but at the very same time, the book chapters and also some specific books which relate to that particular topic of a research paper, those are also to be viewed, and of course we make a compilation of the references also according to a referencing. We may add upon at the end also. References are to be listed at the end of the paper in a specific order. There are various types of referencing are available, and normally we follow the APA style of references for all these references to be compiled. The fourth section of our initiating the paper, that comes writing a tentative introduction. The first part, which I have already told you, in all the thesis actually compilation. Generically, I have told you, okay, we may have more than five, but generic there are the five sections, five chapters in a thesis, PhD thesis, and on the very same lines, we write the research paper with the same five sections, and the first is known as the introduction. And yes, second the second chapter of a thesis, or in case of a research paper, second section of a research paper is the literature review. The fifth subpart in our writing the research paper is that the conducting the literature review. We are concerned with the meaning of literature review, how to conduct. The point is there, which we have already discussed. Okay, yes, we go through the previous studies which were conducted and across the world, and moreover, interestingly, we try to focus not only specifically in our research topic, but we go, let us say we are interested to know about the consumer behavior, or let us say the travelers in the surface transport. But at the very same time, we try to know the consumer behavior or the perception of the customers. Not only in we look into, as a part of research literature, we try to look into the consumer perception, or you can say the perception of the travelers in the airlines, also in the other modes of apart from the surface, in the other transportation also. We are conducting research in India, in the northern India. We try to look into the studies which were conducted in the southern part, also in the other part of the world. In the literature review, we go with the, you can say, we expand our discussion, we expand our looking into the studies from, you can say, left to right, also right to left, and top to bottom, and bottom to top. Means we make a horizon our wider first, and then we consolidate to our specific objectives which we have jotted down. Conceptual framework, theoretical framework, review of empirical studies, and yes, this is the last line, is very important, summary of the entire literature reviewed. Here is my one suggestion. Normally, the previous studies, they are reviewed and they're written in the one para shape, starting from the Gupta 2019 and acquired into the capital structure of, let us say, BSc 100 companies, and it was concluded in so and so. My suggestion is that please, you may note down also, if you are yet to learn, three lines or contents of three types should always be a part of our review literature. Either you write the literature review in a para shape, or you may write into the tabular form. First is the objective of study. Second is the methodology included in the study. Methodology may include the sample, the data collection techniques, data analysis techniques. And third is called the results, or the outcome of study. Again repeating, objectives, RM, and the third one is the outcomes of study. So please make sure, whenever you are conducting a literature review, if you are looking into any previous study, please make sure your para of literature review, starting from Gupta 2019, but it must include the objective of the study. Second is its methodology, and please try to include everything: the data, the sample size, or you can say data collection technique, data analyzing techniques, and outcomes. These are very important. Number one, if we study any paper and focus and classify all things in three clear cut categories. It will enrich and increase our horizon or knowledge. Second thing, whenever we write initiate to write the research methodology and data analysis and interpretation chapter 3 or 4, or let us say section 3 and 4, then we will match our results, our methodology, our outcomes with these previous studies, and we can quote very well. I will take up again. We design the study, research study. Yes, sir. We design the research study. Yes, formulate the research design. There are various types which are designed literally. We go with that. That we describe in detail. Also mention the area of study and the population, everything. Sample, also sampling technique, which I have told you. Designing the research study, again explain very well the instrument of data collection. Validate the instrument of data collection. Go to an expert for peer purpose. Go this justification. Finally, describe the methods of data analysis. I've already told you: sample size, data collection instrument, data collection techniques, data analyzing techniques. I'm just moving again backward. See, whatever all these things you are going to undertake and going to write in research methodology, the question comes, everybody may ask question, how this data or sample size is justified, in which manner this collection of data is justified, in which how you say, okay, yes, techniques which I have applied you are justified. Here justification comes since we have already undergone a number of research studies in the review of literature. You can mention those, yes, in this study of Sharma 2018, Malhotra 2017, they used that sample size, that used that in those instruments for data collection. That you can say that Batra, Malhotra, and Sharma, they used these methods for data analysis. So those mentioning of those previous studies will justify our these usage of our sample instrument of data collection techniques and techniques for data analyzing. And whatever all we are following, this point is becoming very important. Yes, research ethics. Whenever we are using, yes, number of times we use the research papers, or you can say of others also. Sometimes, or number of times, we use questionnaire also. Though we make some modification, but we use questionnaire. The point is that, okay, please take a consent of the if you use the questionnaire, if it is possible from the research papers, we may take a consent. And if it is not possible, whatever the work, whatever the previous studies or the questionnaire, whatever we are using, please make a mention in your research paper at appropriate places in the research methodology. Let us say if you're using questionnaire of some other research paper, please mention your research, your questionnaire is based upon that Sharma 2017, but which has been modified according to suiting for study. So please make a its ethics are to be followed. See, if there is actually research is just like a relay race. Somebody has already taken and carried on this baton of research on a specific area in a specific topic, research problem has already carried upon. You are taking a baton from him. You will move and pass on some journey, and thereafter again somebody else will move upon. So that's why it's a relay race. So it's no way bad is using other own works, but the point is you must mention and quote. Duly recognition should be given. Observing research methods, which I have already discussed. Yes, now actually there is some quite difference in the ethics and you can say we use the work of others, we make a quotation, but even then there may be a issue of plagiarism. The point is that okay, we have taken the whole language and for whole work as it is actually, then if you make a mention, it's not a ethically it's okay, but from plagiarism point of view still it be standing as a problem. So then it's a issue. We for publication now, this there are standards, there are research softwares which make a report for plagiarism. Similarity index is called Turnitin, and of course Orkund and a lot of others, they are there. But it's not a matter of, if you are using the other works, try to convert that matter, that language into in your own. Then it will definitely, it will not be a problem of plagiarism. Even if it comes, we may modify the language. The quoting the other works in your own paper, that is okay, that you have already quoted, that is must. But after that, even the plagiarism problem stands. So even if it comes thereafter, then we may overcome it by using making a change in the language. uh, ठीक है, one can be punished for plagiarism anyway. So we organized from the onset of a research topic, established whatever the other information has been given. Uh, this I already told you. Yes, sources of citation we must make. That's a true is there. And the last but not least, the eighth step of our this is there. Present to your seniors and colleagues. Get a feedback, whatever the brief draft has been there. But yes, different sections. And how much time still I have left, man? Hello.
Yes, sir. You have time. 10 minutes more. We have, sir.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
may.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yes, this the next topic of our, though it has been discussed in somewhere. I hope whatever I am going to tell and whatever I have told is understandable to all the participants. Anyway, a research paper, which I have told you, generic means generally should have these 5 sections. I have already told: introduction, literature review, research methodology, data analysis and interpretation, summary and conclusion, of course, references, and at the end is questionnaire, if any, they be a part of our research paper. Introduction, we have already discussed how to move with the buzzword and the problem we have moved upon, and thereafter we expand it with the help of our previous studies, and thereafter we come to an end. Literature review, previous studies from the journals are to be considered. Now the online databases we have, with the help we make a compilation. I've already told you, every study must be classified either in the para shape or in the tabular form, 3 categories of, along with the author and the year. These two are very, very, very important. This is Gupta 2019, it's a the author name, and the Gupta et al. 2019, and 3 means the objective of study, the research methodology adopted in the study, and third is the outcomes or the results of the study. In the research paper, the literature review includes all these studies that must be in the chronicle order. Means the study which we have included in our literature review at the first, let's say, of 1988, that must come first. Then 1990, 90, 91, 92, 93, and thereafter the latest one. Be sure that your study always include the latest year's few studies also. But in the references, those all studies are cited in the alphabetical order. The ending para of the literature review of your research paper, that must be of with the heading of research gaps. Since you have undergone the previous studies, for a research paper, it may vary from 15, 20 to 30, 40, depending upon the length of paper, the quality of paper. So at the end of this section 2 of literature review, the last heading or last para should be research gaps. Means after going through a lot of studies, 15 studies, 20 studies, or for, let us say, for a PhD, the studies are normally 100 or 125 also in the social sciences, in the management and commerce area. So when those have, so definitely you are burdened with the knowledge. A huge knowledge is in your mind now. So with all these things, you jot down the points, the broader points, maybe 10, 12, 15, 8. Okay, these areas you have identified now, these are the gaps. Gaps means on which you find the research or study is not available. Don't claim the research is has not been conducted. No, it has not come to you, or you have not accessed that part. So these statements are called the research gaps. Okay, ultimately, out of the research gaps, we have to identify our objectives. So research gaps must be again in the broader statement form, and maybe a huge, maybe 8, 10, or 12, out of which we jot down and we finalize 3 to 4. So last para, please make it sure. Last para of the literature review chapter, literature review section should be research gaps. Third is the research methodology. Yes, our research methodology initiate with the first of all, of course, with the objective of our study, which we have jotted down, which we have selected, which we have finalized from the research gaps, the end of the section 2 of the literature review. Okay, on these are the objectives which we have identified for carrying out our research. And again, which we had discussed in our previous sections, yes, that you have to mention your sample size, your universe, also your justification. Of course, the objectives is already there. Then your instruments for data collection. Of course, you are going to mention you are using the primary, or you can say primary data or secondary data. Research design also, which type of techniques you are going to use, and all these details are mentioned in this research methodology section. And here, whenever the point comes for justification, when the questionnaire, when the number of times your reviewer paper and also your you can say examiner, they ask, how do you justify your topic for research? How do you justify your sample size? How do you justify your you can say your instruments through which you have collected your data? Or do you think these are okay, your data analyzing techniques? Yes, here the point is that please mention, please justify your justification of all these questions with the quoting the previous studies which you have already mentioned in the literature review. Okay, see, A person has taken this sample, B person has used these methods, C person has used that research design, D person has used that analyzing technique. That is why you are justifying, and you say yes. On this basis, we justify. Fourth is come the data analysis techniques based upon the data, primary or secondary, whatever the case may be, which we have already mentioned. We carry out the analysis, of course, for analyzing data. Now there are the huge techniques, are there latest techniques are coming into, you can say, in the knowledge domain every time. Every time we talk about one technique, after 15 days or 1 month, we talk about the different new technique is there. Now the whole research is moving around the statistical techniques only, and we justify our answers with the techniques, these methods. Yes, this anyway, whatever we use, whatever we analyze our data, that's another chapter, another section. Okay, we have to learn that technique also. So please don't go for in the initial phase to learn any technique. Just focused, only learn that technique which you has to use in your paper or the research study. And yes, the next point is very important. Interpretation is basically, what do you mean with the analysis? Whatever the results which has come, what does it mean? That's in line important. And again, I tell you again, with this meaning, please at every line, with the every answer, please support it with your previous study which you have taken in the literature review. See, whatever results you have taken, yes, 50% of the let's say the males or females, they go train, or they go this surface transportation for making a traveling between the traveling, or let's say up to the traveling of 100 kilometers, they prefer to go by surface transport. This is one you can say outcome is of your study. Please support at the end. Yes, Gupta 2019 also finds the same, supports this study. Gupta Sharma 2019, Malhotra and Batra 2012, and Kocher and see, whatever the surname is also used, 2002, they support the study. That's the purpose of literature review. Whatever studies, please use all those studies everywhere in the data analysis and in the interpretation. Along with the interpretation, please use that. Fifth sections comes of the summary. Yes, I use this heading as a summary or maybe concluding remarks, but it not only it is basically again a repeating you can say, or whatever interpretation you have it again in a very summarized form. Very summarized form. You make a summary of your in a very simpler words. Don't use any statistical point here. This call alpha corona is there. No, no, don't use. These have already been applied, used in the data analysis section. Just only tell in a simpler word and make a summarization the meaning which is being conveyed. No statistical interference, no statistical inferences are to be used again in case of a summary. But definitely again with the concluding remarks, 2 points, two headings, you can say sections, subsections must be a part of the fifth section. One is called limitation. Please do mention always limitation, and next is called the outcomes, scope for the future research. So summary must include the concluding remarks. Second is called the limitations, and the third one is called third. Definitely, is called the overall. The last section of our last subsection of our paper is the scope for the future. How it can be further expensive. I already told it's a relay race. So please tell you, okay, see, I have traveled, I have reached at this level. After that, somebody may carry out the baton and move on. References are to be, since my time period allotted to me is coming to an end, since the references are always to be mentioned in alphabetical order, and APA is normally is more preferred. References, yes, questionnaire is to be part. Yes, finalize the draft report or draft manuscript. Revisit the introduction abstract to the. Yes, I again sometimes the introduction part is there. Yes, abstract is an again you can say abstract. You can definitely you can very easily can make from the summary part. But again, I tell you in the abstract, please, I'm again repeating, three things must be there in the abstract. One is what's the objective of your paper, what methodology you adopted, and what the outcomes are there. These again must be a part of the abstract, I tell you. Appendix, yes, referencing list, sample references are there. Yes, APA is there, which I already told you. Yes, at the end, just 1 minute is there. Yes, the last but not least is we write the research paper not for our purpose but for publication, so that it gets a wider publication, wider dissemination of knowledge, and also the recognition. We select a appropriate journal. Again, it's a very tedious job. We go with this specific journals, but again for sending to a research paper, just in one line I tell you, please go through the backward issues of the journal. Check it on a particular your area of topic, whatever the papers are there. See, think from the editor point of view. Editor is always interested in that paper, which is either it's altogether new, or it's a paper which is conveying or giving the results and outcomes in extension of the previous papers which have already become a part of the journal. So you have to come up to the expectation of that editor of your journal. The expectations are fulfilled by you, more or better the chances for getting acceptance, even if it may be a Scopus or maybe a ABDC journal. Yes, of course, we submit the journal to the manuscript for review process is there, and definitely whenever the editor's queries are there, we go with the promptly giving the reply and answer for whatever they have cited down and make the suggestions for improving the paper. I hope for this session, for this time duration on this topic, this is all about from my side. Though there is a never-ending process, quality and information.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much, sir. Thank you
Ji.
so much for your valuable guidelines. Important guidelines are shared with us. You shared lots of things about how to write a good research paper and how to publish a good research paper in a reputed journal. So, our participants, I think, enjoyed and learned a lot from your lecture. Any participants have any query from your side? You may
Ma-
ask.
Actually, topic was very wide. I have to condense it to best possible. Writing the paper and publishing. It's a again, it's a very two different aspects and topics. है ना?
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
The
Anyway,
students or participants are mostly research scholars.
yeah, yeah,
So everybody is connected with you in this session. Anybody having any query from your side, you may ask. One query has, sir, with us. One student is coming to ask
yes,
you.
yes, 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 yes.
Good
Yes.
afternoon, sir.
Good
Sir,
afternoon.
I want to know that the introduction should be a story type, and how we, we should write the introduction in a story.
How to
Like
write a good introduction in a story manner, sir.
story manner.
See, yes, your good name,
Sir Ramesh Mil.
Ramesh,
Is
and
your
what you are doing right now as a faculty or a research scholar?
Sir, I am currently a research scholar at
Research scholar.
he
देखिए,
is
Ramesh.
he is doing PhD, sir.
Okay, okay. Nee, Ramesh, and to all the participants, see, the question I hope that I will already answered. See, these 30, around 30 PPTs which I have discussed to you, Malab, and within a time duration of 30 minutes actually. These are of basic nature, but I hope in a chronicle manner, I have already told you, okay, introduction should include all these things. You know, introduction is about we start with the topic, a buzzword first, then it is expanded into the 5 6 words, a research a topic, then we go with the backward with the going through the previous studies, and from there we you can say improve our area, improve our knowledge with regard to that, and all these conceptual part are included in the introduction part, all conceptual part with regard to our total topic and research and objectives. Review of literature are becoming the part of the section 2, review of literature. So introduction part is with regard to the broader areas of our problem, starting you can say from the, let us say okay, if we are studying about the, now the is a one area is a employee, or to say OCB, organizational citizenship behavior, is now becoming a buzzword about the connectivity of employees with the organization. But our introduction must be including, since OCB is the latest concept, we go with the backward. First of all, we think about employee involvement, then employee engagement, then employee delight, or employee are connected to the organization. And again, thereafter, the later version is the OCB, how to what extent employee is connected and taking or recognizing itself as a citizen towards the organization, and this OCB, organizational citizen behavior, we check it out. Again with the connectivity or the, you can say, association with the organization. So in that way, this whole story we write down. I hope
Thank you, sir. You have
I have
thank
already
you, sir.
included
You
in this.
explained it
Actually, I have
very
already
well.
included in my this PPT. Please go through again.
Thank you, sir.
Fine.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you so much, sir.
जी
Anybody
मैम.
else? Sir, this is all about from our side. We
Thank you.
are highly grateful for sir sparing for your valuable time with us, valuable guidelines, and valuable knowledge with us. Through this platform, I think all the participants learned a lot. So thank you so much again. Once again, sir, thank you so much.
Ji, ji. Thank you. Once again, I tell you, for this 30 minutes time framework, this could be the best possible which I could present before all of you. Otherwise, it's a
Yes, yes.
longer term. But the outlines which I have already included in this PPT, if we focus on that, we may lead to creating or writing a good research paper. Anyway,
In a
thank you
very
all.
brief manner, sir, you describe a lot. I think students will gain a lot from this lecture from your side. Thank you a lot, sir. Thanks once again, sir. Thank you.
एक photo. What is it?